Welcome to the Spine Resiliency Net class. My name is Captain Pasco, and I'm the Chief of PT at Lister Army Health Clinic. If you are a crew member or aviator who currently has or has a history of neck pain, or if you're just looking for something to help prevent the onset of flying-related neck pain, this class is for you. Research shows that up to 84% of all helicopter pilots develop neck pain at some point in their career. Prolonged positioning in the cockpit, excessive vibration, and the wearing of heavy body armor and night vision goggles can decondition the cervical spine and create deficits in mobility, strength, and endurance that generate injury. I will provide a structured 45-minute workout that focuses on stretching and conditioning exercises to prevent and manage the onset of neck pain. Performing this routine 3 or more times a week can build resiliency in the cervical spine from flying-related injuries. All right. So this first set we will do is all consisting of the stretching exercises for the neck. This first one is for the pec major and minor, the muscles of the front of the chest and shoulder. So get a wall or even a door frame and stand with your right arm up against the inside of it. Your arms out to about 90 degrees. Create a staggered stance, so one foot is kind of placed away. Put that arm up against it and slowly rotate your body away. You can also push your chest forward. Regardless of those two ways, you'll feel the stretch in the front of your shoulder. We're gonna hold this for 45 seconds, breathing nice and slow, and then you're gonna move your arm about 45 degrees up, and then you're gonna hold that stretch for 45 seconds. You'll feel a slightly different stretch lower into the armpit. So these next two stretches you can perform sitting down in a chair or on a bench or even on the ground. You're gonna take the opposite hand. So I'll take my left hand, I'm gonna sit on it. I'm taking my right hand, I'm gonna place it over the other side of my head and pull my right ear to my right shoulder. And I feel this stretch all up and down your upper trap. So these are the muscles that get very tight, sitting in a position at a computer, in the cockpit for a long time. I'm gonna hold this stretch for 45 seconds. Then we're going to move to stretching the levator muscle, so just basically a muscle towards the back side of the neck. I'm taking that hand again, but now I'm pulling my nose to my right armpit. And I'm pulling my head down gently. And now I feel the stretch towards the back side of that neck, kind of behind the upper trap muscle. So these next two stretches are gonna be more for the upper back. I would kneel on the ground and you can go put your arms up against a chair. You can do this in the gym with your arms up against a barbell at a squat rack. Either way, if you're kneeling, put your left hand out on the chair in front of you and you're gonna scoot back and let yourself fall down towards the ground. When you do this, you start to feel the stretch down along your left side body. You can add a bit more of a stretch by rotating underneath that arm. Hold that stretch for 45 seconds and make sure to switch to the opposite side. And that's the lat muscle. Next, we're gonna work on rotations. So on all fours in this position, I'm gonna take my left hand to my back of my neck, and I'm going to rotate open and back down to the ground, and rotate open and back down to the ground. We'll do that 10 times and then switch to the right, and then we're done with those stretches. Okay, so now we're moving into the activate portion of the class. We're slowly activating some of the muscles that we need to start conditioning. Specifically, muscles of the upper neck are super important for protecting our spine when we're in the cockpit. So this first exercise, sit down preferably in a chair or on a bench. We want to make sure we have an upright posture, not sticking your chest up, but just getting taller in your seat. And you're going to pull your head straight back. And it feels like you're almost having a little bit of a double chin. Pulling that head straight back, making sure not to look up and not to pull the head down. You're coming straight back. You're gonna hold that for 10 seconds and relax. Pull back and hold for 10 seconds and relax. And you can always add a bit more force to this by taking your hand on your chin and pushing your head straight back and relaxing. And that just adds a little bit more of a stretch towards the upper back. The next stretch that we're doing, we're gonna combine that movement with some shoulder movement. So we're still gonna start with an upright posture. We're gonna squeeze our shoulder blades backwards. We're gonna retract them. And then we're gonna pull our head slightly backwards and we're gonna rotate to the right. We're gonna hold this position with our shoulder blades retracted for 2 seconds. And then we're gonna rotate to the other side for 2 seconds. And we're gonna go back and forth 15 times, 2-second holds at each end. Good. Okay, so now we're moving into the strengthening aspect of the class. These exercises are specifically designed to strengthen the shoulder girdle as well as the upper back and neck. This first exercise is a scapular row or a banded row. You can do this with a band like this. You can do this with a cable machine at the gym or even weights, as long as you're using resistance to pull away from. I'm using a band. I can have my arms outstretched in front of me, starting with the band slightly taut. I'm going to make sure my torso is upright. And I'm first going to pull my elbows back, squeezing my shoulder blades back together. And make sure, and you can see, my head is not pushing forward. It is neutral and almost slightly pulled back to keep a good posture. Then we're relaxing, pull it back again, hold for 2 seconds, relax, pull back again. We're doing that 15 times, 2-second holds each time we pull back. If we can do 3 sets of that, that's gonna be a pretty good workout to start with. Okay, next exercise, we're doing Y's, T's, and I's. You might have heard about these if you ever do shoulder rehab. These exercises are actually for different parts of the trap muscle. So we're gonna start, you can use a band. I'm also gonna show you a way to do it without any sort of equipment after this. If you do have a band, hold it with your hands about a foot apart on the band in front of you, making sure it's taut. And you're gonna have your arms up in front of you by either side of your head. And you're gonna pull that band down to your chest, making sure to squeeze backwards slightly. Come back up, squeeze down to your chest, pull backwards slightly. Do that 15 times this way. Then you're gonna move the band up in front of you. Same thing, hands are holding the band about a foot apart. Pull to either side of you, to your chest and relax. Pull down to your chest and relax. You're doing that 15 times as well. Then you're gonna move the band down almost to your thigh height. Move it about a foot away from the thighs. And you're gonna pull to your belt line and relax. Pull to your belt line and relax. Do that 15 times as well. If you don't have a band like this, there's an easy way to do it lying down. I'm gonna lie down on my stomach. My hands are up in front of me. Keep your head, making sure it's neutral, facing down. You're gonna pull your hands up to the sky, thumbs up, down. You're gonna do that 15 times, making sure your thumbs are always pointing up and making sure your shoulder blades are engaging and squeezing together. Then you're doing the next exercise, so hands out to the side. For these, if you have some shoulder problems, you can make sure you have your hands and palms down to the ground. Pull up from the ground and relax. Pull up from the ground, relax. And the last one, hands are down by your side, your pinkies are pointing up. You're pulling up from the ground, relax. Up from the ground, relax. 15 times there as well. Okay, last exercise. We're gonna combine a few of the things we've done previously, making sure we still engage some of the upper neck muscles. First, I'll show you how to do it with the band. and then we'll do it lying down. You're gonna take the band, make sure your hands are about a foot away. Now I'm actually gonna grab the band with my teeth, and we're going to engage the muscles in the back of the neck as we turn from side to side. You can also do this without a band. So before I start, I'm gonna show you what it looks like. You're gonna grab the band with your teeth, pull your head back, and you're gonna rotate from side to side, just like we did before, but now with resistance. And you're gonna hold your head for 2 seconds at each end of motion. So it's gonna look like this. And then, if you don't have a band, alternative ways to do this, you can stand or sit upright, and you're actually gonna use your own hand as resistance. So first, making sure you engage your head, those upper neck muscles, you're pulling straight back. You're gonna turn your head about halfway through the full range of motion. You're taking your right hand, and you're gonna push your hand against your face, trying to push that head away, while you push your head towards the hand. You're gonna hold that for 10 seconds, then relax. Then you're gonna move your head all the way to the right, hold your hand against the side of it again, push against one another, hold that for 10 seconds. You can also add in the same resistance midway through, just to kind of give a little bit of a break. Then you're moving to the left side. So you turn your head 45 degrees to the left, take your left hand, push against one another, and it helps with this motion. Take your eyes and actually look to the left. Good. And then again, the same thing at the very end of range of motion. Push against one another and relax. Make sure the whole time you're doing this, you're still pulling your head slightly backwards. And that helps engage the entire cervical spine. And we're done. You've just completed the Spine Resiliency Neck class. That's one step forward towards building a spine that's more resilient to the mechanical stress of flying. Keep turning back to this class as you create a consistent, proactive habit of injury prevention. Check out our Spine Resiliency Back class for a workout program dedicated to the lumbar spine. For further information regarding neck pain injury prevention, please reach out to your flight surgeon, medic, PA, or PT. Thanks for tuning in.